Good morning, everybody. It's Tuesday, April 14th, 2026. I am Don Swanker, and I'm going to call the Jackson County Board of Supervisors meeting to order. To my left, I have Mike Steinis.
Good morning.
To my right, Nan Flegel.
Good morning.
Bjorn from IT, Lisa from the auditors, Brittany from the remote press box. Good morning. And first up, we have visitors and citizens. Is there anybody online or in the gallery that'd like to address the board that's not on the agenda? Hearing none, we'll move on to Terry Seltzer from the Jackson County Fair. Manager, good morning. How we doing?
Fabulous.
What good news have you brought us today?
I got good news and
Also.
News.
so just a little bit about, I told you guys that I would keep you updated on anything that's happening down there. And so far we've had water leaks and more water leaks and more water leaks. So east of Pearson, right next to the pavement, east of Pearson, there was a water leak and they dug down and found that when they put the tile in, they didn't glue it together, so it pulled apart. Fortunately, it wasn't under the cement, so we didn't have to dig up all the cement. We're lucky we have Alan Donnie, and they're very capable of taking care of that kind of stuff for us. The bathrooms, the white restrooms, both men's and women's, as we turn it on from the winter, both of those had leaks, so we had to take care of that. We do have a project that we're doing, the drain north of Volunteer Hall, that drains from the sink out of Volunteer Hall and then all of the runoff from the roof. If you've noticed, anytime it's raining, it's just a muddy mess out there. So Donnie and Al are redoing that drain and we're adding some cement out there. And in addition, because we have to have so many yards of concrete and we don't need all of that in one spot, there's a spot right from Volunteer Hall east in front of where those benches sit behind the grandstand. When ICAP was there, the inspector was talking about how we need to do something with that cement because it's kind of broken up, and Al went and, as best he could, kind of leveled things out, but we're going to be able to use some of that extra cement to take care of that problem. One of the things that I did bring to you is, so when the new roof was put on, you guys, and we so appreciate that new roof, but every year these snow or the air vent caps, they get knocked off because when the ice and the snow melts, comes down and it knocks those off. For the last 2 years, they've come back and had to re-screw them in. And every time they do that, they're going to run out of places to put new screw holes in. Several of them, they had to replace the whole vent, not just the vent cap. For whatever reason, when the roof was put on and the repairman that comes doesn't understand why they weren't just put on, but they're called snow and ice diverters. Basically a V that goes above the vents to keep the snow and ice from hitting that and diverts it down. We've been fortunate that the last couple of years they've come and replaced them for nothing, and they're not going to continue. Yes.
Who is they?
Beckwith.
Okay, so wouldn't it be much cheaper for them to put the little things on there instead of coming back all the time?
Well, that's what it's $2,800 to do.
I see the estimate, but wouldn't it have been cheaper if they're coming back every year to put new vents on and replace them? Why wasn't the ice guard, and is it included in the original contract?
Well, I called, but I don't have the contract. So she had the contract, and that's why I called and talked to Lisa, because I'm like, why weren't, and the repairman says the same thing. She goes, that should have been done when the new roof was put on. So according to,
So we paid $31,000.
right. The only thing that looks to me like they put on was the retention system, which is above the gutters to keep it from all slamming down onto the gutters, tearing the gutters off and falling on somebody standing below, but the diverters were not put on.
How hard is it to talk to somebody with Beckwith? Because I know we've had this same conversation about, what, a year or two ago? It's one of those things, if we say we want the snow system, well, I mean, we're not subject matter experts on exactly what this entails. So we kind of go off a little good faith that we're getting it, and they should, well, you got vents, we need to put them up there too. If they didn't do that, how are we supposed to know this until afterwards?
Exactly.
You know, and so that is a question. I mean, again, like we've had this conversation a year and a half or whatever ago. We paid the extra 31,000. How are we supposed to know that it didn't include, you know, I don't know how many vents you got, but you're looking at about 2 foot per vent, you know, a foot on each side of the vent. How many vents? I don't know how many extra feet.
Well,
how do we know that's not included in the 600 feet they're talking about? You know,
I don't.
exactly. So that's my question is, how do we know they just didn't do it, but we paid for it?
Well,
And especially when their own guy goes, they should have did this.
well,
Yeah.
I have Dave Legions's number. Do you want me to
On this bit.
have him come and visit with you guys?
I think that would be good, just because, again, it's, how do we are not subject matter experts. We're not supposed to know everything that when we contract with them and we get the snow, you know, how do we know that's not part of the snow retention system? You know,
Yeah, they're supposed to be the experts. They
you know,
should be
that's it.
giving you what you
Well, it
need.
appears to be common sense. This ain't the first time. So if
Right.
logically they should have been on there to begin with. Well, if they come and fix them once, logically they should be on there. Now, if you fix them twice, now we're getting a little silly here. We should be
Exactly.
fixing things.
Yep.
So it don't happen again the third time when you did.
Right.
That,
So
that
I
would be,
will.
that would be my question is to get explained, how is this not included? You know, can we see the breakdown of options or, you know, this looks like a pretty, I'm gonna say vanilla generic, you know, 600 feet of snow retention system, you know, how do we know that's not included?
We
You
don't.
know, because if you want, I can go out, we can start measuring the walls along Pearson Hall. Are they 300? Is it 100 yards long? Is it 300 feet long? You know, I mean,
So I will reach out to him. Do you want to see when he can come?
Yeah.
And see. I
Or-
mean, at least hopefully we have a little time.
Have
It's
a
not
conversation,
been
or you want me to, or you want him to come?
I mean, this is the second time it's been talked about in a public forum. I don't care whether you want to do it individually or you want to do it. I don't
See what he
care.
wants to do, or.
I'll call him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll do that. Okay.
No.
Okay. Let's see, there was, you know, you guys have graciously given us 90,000. I kind of want to give you a little breakdown, and we appreciate that. A breakdown of kind of where, so far, where that money's gone. 50,000 of it goes to insurance. 47,000, something, for the sake of argument, 50,000. For liability and property insurance. We have looked at potentially reaching out and looking at something that might be cheaper. We're not able to find anything. Our property insurance, I've learned that there is the scale of 1 to 10 as far as wind, hail and tornadoes. Well, in our area, because this company I was talking to, in our area, we are 10 out of 10 for hail, 10 out of 10 for wind, and 9 out of 10 for tornadoes. So
Nobody wants it.
exactly, that company's not going to do anything. So I think that we're just going to need to stay with ICAP based on all of that information.
And what we learned this year when we tried to break out and try to save, because why do we have $4 million on Andrew Jackson? Because we're not gonna, it's cheaper not to touch anything and keep it all in one great big bundle, because those
Yep.
moment you start breaking it out, it gets a lot more expensive.
Yep. And then 25,000 of that money gets earmarked for extension, 4-H judges, ribbons, and the fair premiums. And that leaves us with 15,000. And, you know, I'm talking about all these other repairs that we need to do. So really, very little, if any of that goes toward our debt or toward any entertainment at fair. It really goes to maintain the grounds. So I just want you guys to know, other than that 25,000, and that was something that you guys had given us before. So I just want kind of a breakdown. I know I don't have to do that, but I feel like I want to do that.
Well, we appreciate what you guys do, but we also understand that giving that $47,000 towards the insurance frees up $47,000 that you can then in turn use for other things.
Right.
So that was the intended purpose, because technically there are buildings
Mhm.
but that was part of the goal, was to kind of free up capital that you guys are paying.
And we appreciate that. Barn of Dreams, they're doing a bunch of fundraising and keeping us updated on the different, just the different issues that come up, with building a new building and looking at the grounds and, what do they need to do when they start building? Are they gonna have to dig down further? And they're working, I mean, they're doing their due diligence to make sure that, when this comes to fruition, and I say when, because they're nose to the grindstone to get it there, that they're being mindful of the area where they want to put it and making sure that there's enough drainage so that, water's not running into Boyer or the machine shed or, ponding somewhere. So I've had lots of conversations with them. They will, I encourage them to come and keep updating you guys as well as updating the fair board. So, there's just a lot going on down there. And with the buildings, they're old buildings, so there's a lot of stuff that we need to do. We really need to address Boyer. That is the one thing. Boyer needs a new roof, and that's gonna have to be something we need to look at. 4-H has asked for us to do some update in the kitchen in Boyer, and we're gonna look at how we can best do that, economically. But until we do a new roof, really redoing a whole lot in Boyer probably isn't the smartest thing to do, because it leaks and stuff. So anyway,
Good.
that's all I
I
needed.
appreciate the update and all the information you give. I know some of these construction projects and maintenance and things. We do have a very good maintenance and construction guy, knows a lot about construction too.
Yep.
So if you got any questions, not that he needs something to do.
Well, Al, we are fortunate. Al and Donnie, number one, Donnie knows where all of the tiles and all of
Yeah.
the electric, all of that stuff is down there. And they're pretty handy, so they're able to handle
Yeah.
whatever, and if they can't, they make a phone call.
Appreciate that.
They make a phone call, or, Al was he had to run to Dubuque to get a part this morning, called me at 7:15, he was call repurposed materials, see if they have, so they're always looking at economical ways to, take care of things as cheap as possible.
Cool. We
So
appreciate everything you do.
I will
Good
let you guys keep
conversation
going.
and-
Thank you
and-
so
and
much.
Again, when you have more conversation, more input, and this hopefully makes it easier. I appreciate it, yeah, I
Yeah.
really do.
And I'll get a hold of Beckwith.
Let us
And-
know what Dan says.
Do you want to just talk to him, or do you want me to have him come and see all three of you?
I would ask him maybe to how he wants to approach it.
Okay.
I mean, we have some serious questions about if he wanted to call one of us personally, or or if he wants to explain. The contract says it includes 600 feet on the east side on the heat. Well, that means it's on the heat, I guess, but
Mhm.
common sense means if the ice guards weren't above these vents the first time, okay, but I can't justify fixing them 4 times without fixing the problem.
No, I know.
So we know we're coming back next year to fix them again, because the ice guards weren't put on the second, third, fourth, fifth time.
If they were left off the quote, why?
Perfect. Okay.
See what he wants.
I'll get a hold.
Knowing where we live.
Well,
I mean,
exactly.
Obviously,
Well, and seeing
Exactly.
the scope of what it would take to fix them, it would have been cheaper to do it when they put the roof on. Why would something so trivial be left out when it's required in Iowa?
And was that an issue when they put the roof on, or was this a new design? I don't have any idea.
But obviously, they come back and repair them for
Yeah.
free several times, right?
Yeah.
That means there's a problem.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
So, okay, I will get back with
Cool,
you.
thank you much.
Thank
How he
you so
wants
much.
to approach it.
Okay, perfect. Have a good day.
You too.
Next up, thank you. Next up, we have Jaden Shekel, Jackson County Engineer.
Good morning.
How we doing, sir?
First thing on the agenda is an entrance permit for Ryan Streets. Is on 67th Street in Monmouth Township of Section 17. It meets all the site distance, does not require a culvert. It is on a level B road. And he knows that, and there's no expectation to bring the road up or whatnot, but he's just wants to build out there, so knowing all that, our department sees no issues, so we recommend approval.
So I question, you know, when you say it's on level, we understand that he don't expect us to bring it up to level A. But along with the maintenance, he understands that that's not maintained.
Correct, yep. Because it actually turns even into level, he's got property into the level C portion, or it's 67th Street starts as level B and then turns actually into level C, and he's got property back in the level C portion too.
Good.
I would make a motion to approve the permit as presented.
I would second that.
We got a motion by Mike, second by Nan to approve a farm entrance for Ryan Streets on 67th Street, Monmouth Township, Section 17. As presented. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
And then last week, we were notified by the DOT that we, when I say we, Jackson County, and along with other, was one joint application for the federal fiscal year 24 CHBP, also known as the Competitive Highway Bridge Program Grant. It was a joint application between Jackson County. I want to say there's 20 other counties. The DOT was also an entity that had some bridges in this application, and also cities. It was basically Iowa had one large submit, and the DOT was the lead applicant. We had, as Jackson County, we had one bridge in that grant that met all the criteria. It is the bridge that's currently in our 5-year program for replacement on 578th Avenue. It's kind of on the southeast side of the county. And so this was applied for, it's been over a year ago.
I was gonna say, aren't they getting ready to go into fiscal year 26 or 27?
We're getting ready to go into fiscal year 27.
So I was looking at this going, wow, is this, they took their time going through this to make.
Yeah, Federal Highway was supposed to have the notices sent out. It's almost a year ago. Our determination that the board made almost a year ago. So it's been quite a process. I don't know why Federal Highway has been delayed. The DOT, nobody knows why. It's just the Federal Highway. But either way, we were notified finally last week that the Iowa submittal as a whole was awarded money, which also included ours. So for our bridge, the federal grant portion is up to like $528,000 for that bridge. So
Do we know what that number is that we're getting then? That's a nice number that you're talking about.
yeah, it's up to that. So it's for the grant, every entity, it's a 80% grant, 20% local match. So originally when this bridge was on our program, it was planned to be what I call our day labor style. So it was gonna cost us, I don't know, $100-some thousand out of our local budget anyway to replace. Well, it met this grant criteria, and knowing the 80-20 split, we would actually spend less local dollars if we award this grant for our match and get a actually all concrete slab bridge. So you get more for less.
Nice.
I mean, it's all good news to me, yeah.
Yeah.
So we were thankfully awarded. I think that the Iowa submittal as a whole was like almost $40 million or $35 million. It was a large dollar amount. So our project will be bundled with Dubuque County and the city of Dyersville. So these three projects will actually constitute one project. So like when it goes to bidding, it has to be on the same letting, and the contractor is bidding on one project, but it's all three bridges. So, and that's how all the rest of it's all bundled projects to, I don't know, must be the grant requirement, I'm assuming, or what, but. So either way, we will be working with Dubuque County and the city of Dyersville on getting a letting date that works for all of us, and with keeping into consideration when the money's got to be obligated by per the grant. So
Can we take action to accept it? Can we already accept it?
I wish. But yeah, it's good news. It's already in our program. We were already gonna spend money on it, but we spent less money to get a much more
Sure. Nice.
beefier bridge. So
Good.
Good news.
All right.
Like that.
Updates?
Anything else?
Z15 channel work is still just kind of slow going. It's gonna be pure construction for a while, especially with the river rising, so they're fighting that, and well, with rain every other day, it's putting a hindrance on the earthwork that's going on, so they're still making progress, but it's just kind of slower for right now. But the Z15 bridge that was just closed last week, the deck is tore off and they're working on removing the beam superstructure and then the piers to follow. So in the midst of tear.
Good.
All going good?
So far, everything's going good.
I haven't heard a complaint, not one.
It's early yet.
Yeah, I know.
Totally, yeah.
It's been closed for a week, usually you get them early, you know?
Yeah,
I mean, I did have a couple questions, is it really gonna take 4 months? And I said, well, I assume that's a working day, so it could be, we have a pretty good crew working on it, so yeah.
Weather
Yes.
permitting.
So yeah, the project is 80 working days, and there's some people have the misconception of what a working day is. If it's raining out and they can't work, they don't get charged a working day. So 80 working days is not 80 calendar days or 80 weekdays. It's a total different thing, but yeah, I'm just given we're in springtime and who knows what weather can do. 4 months I think 80 working days is about 4 months worth.
Yeah.
Assuming you have 20 working days in a month. Again, assuming no rain days anyway.
Be
But-
patient.
So yeah, just like to don't want to set the bar too high. I guess want to be realistic. And if it gets done sooner, great.
they wanna get them done too, to move on to the
Yeah.
next job, so
Yep.
it's not, they're gonna delay around, so.
But with this one having paving involved with it and guardrail on all 4 corners, there's more scope to this project than other ones. Of the same bridge, like for example, this same type of bridge is what was replaced on 184th south of Macoka a couple of years ago. Well, that was on a gravel road, so just in nature, pavement includes more work. You gotta prep it, you gotta actually pour it and let it cure and do all the stuff after the fact, so.
Yep.
Just more scope to this project.
I'm assuming with the wetness, we're not reclaiming right now.
That is correct. I think they're kind of on a standstill. We are, to update you, I guess, on the contract rock hauling, that was approved last week. Wendling actually started that following day. So it was approved last Tuesday. Last week, Wednesday, Wendling started contract hauling on the rocks that they were awarded. And we've got our office staff out there full time, and it's actually going really well. Working with our blade operators to be out there when they're hauling, so that way if there's any piles of rock, they can spread them out and whatnot. But they're contract hauling as we speak right now. So I believe they finished up 13th Street by Lakota yesterday. I think they're on cod fishing today, I do believe, or this morning, and they're knocking it out.
Cool.
I've also had several good comments about the brush cutting and the mulching and good comments.
That's good. It's our guys have been hard at it this winter.
Yeah, no, there's no doubt.
And we're now getting to the time of year where that's gonna be probably put on the back burner until fall again, just with the vegetation growing, and we got ditching, reclaim, we have a lot of other needs, but they were able to get a lot done, and working with conservation on how to get that sprayed, because we don't wanna not treat it, because
But there's a lot of piles of brush.
Well, and I'd just like to say with us being quite into spring and all the frost being out of the ground, I want to commend you guys on the lack of phone calls for crappy roads this spring. I mean, it's just kind of a testament to kind of what we're doing is working, so.
Come on, yeah.
It's
Always good.
boring.
Always good.
The biggest thing I heard all spring was the gravel roads are smoother than the paved ones right now, so you can't really complain about them, so.
Yeah, and I always like to use the analogy to people, like the crowning of the roads. I think everybody's kind of for it now. I mean, can't please everybody, but the perfect analogy I like to use for it is, the roofs on a building or your house are pitched to get water off. If your roof was flat, you'd probably have some structural damage. Our roads are really no different. That water sitting on there creates structural, it keeps them saturated, they're not strong, they can't support the load. So it's, to me, the perfect analogy. If your roof is pitched, our roads are same philosophy or thought process behind it.
Yep.
Cool. Well, thank you very much.
Well done, pass it along.
Will do.
Next up, we have Jeff Kilberg, the maintenance supervisor. Director of Maintenance,
Morning.
Extraordinaire, Esquire.
Morning.
And Puda.
So I just have some sidewalk estimates, things that we put in the budget this year to replace the sidewalk on the south side of the courthouse here where we're having some water infiltration issues from the runoff of the parking lot. And then I also, the entryway into the parking lot itself, it's getting busted up pretty good. There's rebar sticking out, so I think it'd be a good time to replace that. Talked with John Hobson, the city will take care of the curb and gutter, and then we just have to fill in the difference between the curb and gutter and our parking. So the estimates I have, the lowest one was Phi Construction, 10,336.50. So I guess that's what I would suggest to be the person to do the work.
Yeah, I would make a motion to approve the contract to Pride Construction as the low bidder as presented.
I would second that.
We got a motion by Mike, second by Nan to approve the bid for Phi Construction in the amount. So does the city portion come out of that 10,000?
No.
Or is that separate?
On top of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
For $10,336.50. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion carries. There you go.
Thank you.
Any other updates we need?
I mean, I don't know, we're still working on the senior center with the adjuster. Hopefully we'll have some more information later this week, at least at the latest, that maybe we get going on that. It's been 3 months now, so be nice to get started on that.
Yeah, I know the rest of us would like to.
Well, it needs to start moving forward. Mark Sheets has been helpful, so I think once we get to go ahead, he's ready to get going after it.
Is there any leverage we can do with the insurance, or, I mean, can we, when you go to ECIA, can you, or RTA, can we dump the table a little bit? Cause it's getting borderline ridiculous as far as, we're hoping, but as fast as we got it patched up, we're paying for it on the actual repair, you know?
So I mean, I think there's some things too. I think there's a few people that haven't got paid yet. So I want to call the adjuster, talk to him about that, talk to him about a timeline, trying to get that going, you know, and if he says he's gonna start moving on it, then I think we don't need to contact RTA, but you know, maybe I don't remember her name, but maybe that'd be a person that we could contact.
Gail, right?
Gail.
Gail, cool.
All right,
So,
cool.
Yeah, keep us posted if you need something, we can make a contact or something. But, where do we stand with it? Well, that we discussed a while back ago.
I mean, that's kind of on hold right now. Yeah, I mean, we're just kind of sitting in a holding pattern right now with the numbers at the facility. All right.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you.
Next up, Lisa, the auditor. Good morning.
Good morning. I need a motion to approve the April 7th, 2026 meeting and work session minutes as written by Auditor Smith and authorized publication in the official newspapers.
I'll make that motion.
Well, a second.
Motion by Nan, second by Mike to approve the April 7th, 2026 meeting and work session minutes as written by Auditor Smith and authorized publication in the official newspapers. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
I need a motion to approve a special Class C retail alcohol license with living quarters to the Oakland Mill LLC at 22095 Highway 64, Macokota, effective May 1st, 2026 through April 30th, 2027.
So moved.
I'll second that.
Motion by Mike, second by Nan to approve a special Class C retail alcohol license with living quarters to the Oakland Mill LLC at 22095 Highway 64, Macokota, effective May 1st, 2026 through April 30th, 2027. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
I need a motion to approve setting the public hearing date for the FY 27 budget hearings on April 21st, 2026 at 9 a.m.
I'll make that motion.
I would second.
Got a motion by Nin, second by Mike, to set the public hearing for FY 25-26 budget amendment for May 5th, 2026 at 9 AM.
Nope. We want a public hearing.
That's what, public hearing for the.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Public hearing for,
Yeah.
public hearing date for the FY 27 budget hearing on April 21st, 2026.
Huh?
You said May 5th. So the third one should be approved setting a public hearing date.
I don't have that one. Let me get it.
Oh, no, that might be my fault. Hang on.
I was gonna say that one I don't see. Go to your electronic copy.
You know what? This is already set. This is already set. We already.
So I thought we were just doing the one for the budget amendment.
So,
Right.
so my computer's wrong. So I will rescind my comment.
All right, so we're back to,
So
we're
need a
setting a
motion to
public
set the
hearing.
date- To set the date of May 5th, 2026 at 9 AM for a public hearing to amend the FY 25-26 budget.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yes,
Make that
I need to
motion.
take this out.
Can say it.
Just like we've
I
done-
couldn't swear that's what I.
It's the first time I thought.
Yeah.
Okay, did I hear a motion?
Yeah,
Yes.
I will second.
got a motion by Nin, second by Mike to set the date for May 5th, 2026 at 9 AM for the public hearing to amend the FY 25-26 budget. Any other discussion?
So there is some explanations to that, and if somebody's got questions, then
Yeah, we have some departments that need to have some money. kind of
Rearranged
around, and so yes, we can discuss that further, but yes, right now that at least,
Some of it's a wash, some of it's, yeah.
correct.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Items that you have to do.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Next, I need a motion to approve and authorize chair signature on the contract for an interim project coordinator for the implementation of the Drug-Free Communities Grant, effective April 8th, 2026, with Julia Fern doing business as Upstream Solutions.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion by Mike, second by Nin to approve and authorize chair signature on the contract for interim project coordinator for implementation on the Drug-Free Communities Grant effective April 8th, 2026, with Julie Fern doing business as Upstream Solutions. Any other discussion? This will be at the same spot. Their office is still gonna be down at Together We Build and all that stuff.
I guess I can't answer that. I'm going to assume so.
Okay,
I mean, because we still do have the contract with,
Right.
so.
as long as the grant's still in place. So,
Yep.
any other discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
That's all that I had for the board today.
All right. Anything for the good of the meeting?
Yes, I have a question about that. If we're, cause we did a 30-day. Are we overlapping the two people?
What?
So I did question that with Shelley yesterday because the contract, I mean, we had to have something in place.
Yeah.
So I did question that with Shelley, if we should, we have to have something. So yes, we do have an overlap. But I don't believe that because everything has been turned in, I don't believe that she has access. So we do have a 30-day overlap, but she has no access.
Anybody have any meetings or boards or? It was a pretty slow week for me.
Yeah, I did not. I was gonna text, for an update on the transfer station this morning, and I just didn't get that down on my way in. I should have
How did
tried.
Just Talk go last week, right?
What's that?
How was Just Talk last week, right?
Good, well, it was good. It was all good.
I must have missed it.
Someone didn't want to go this week.
Yeah.
Oh,
I thought we talked about it, yeah, Jeff Coke was good, I talked about that, and don't hold me to it, should be a couple weeks, so we should be real close to the transfer station being open, and I know it is open, don't get me wrong. It is open to small pickups and small trailers maybe, but fully open here, hopefully shortly, let's just put it there.
yeah, I've had a couple phone calls just here in the last, I'd say week and a half on it, and
It's kind of what I relayed is that
Jim Frank's number.
you can take, you can take small items out there, but if you're gonna be cleaning out a whole shed, I wouldn't advise that as of this time right
If you
now.
can't lift it out of the truck yourself, you probably shouldn't be taking it quite yet.
Yeah,
And trailers are hard to back through the building to get to the trailer, so.
yeah.
so,
But yeah, they're working hard up there and it's looking nice, so that's good. Seventh Judicial, we met again, we hadn't met for quite a while. They got a lot of good projects going on. I did like, they call it, they have down at 605 in Davenport is kind of the main hub of Seventh Judicial Correctional deals, but Jackson County is a part of this, but, they have a resource room that I really like what they're trying to do. And I think in listening and different things that I've heard, like Andrew talk about, in a way, we kind of do this, but they do like bring in some partnerships that as people are getting ready to be released or whatever, that they can kind of make sure they are getting their insurance in line and things like that, housing placements and different stuff so people can get help. They bring in people from the outside to help strategize that to get people on the right track as they are getting released out to society. So I was really impressed with what they're doing down there. They're like, it's kind of slow going, but they're hoping as time goes on, it'll increase with people wanting to use the systems that they have offered up there, so. Other than that, I really didn't have any other big meetings, so.
Yeah. My next meeting, I got the WMA today at 3:30, and the big thing is to talk about how we go forward with the new coordinator. So, that's the big topic on our discussion.
Early childhood did have a grant that they put out there to registered preschools and daycares. And they went through and finalized what were being awarded for. They kind of geared on safety and stuff like that for the preschools and daycares, so that was due to be turned in already, and they should be getting their announcement within the month of what was awarded to them for that, so.
Good director.
For early child, that's Mary Kay Worth.
She's no longer,
She's going to be leaving.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah. So there is a job posting. It's actually posted on the Clinton County's website for a new director for early childhood. So that was one question I was gonna ask because
Well, because that's why I asked.
they're
An
actually
email came
hired
through.
they're a Clinton County, they're on their payroll, but they cover our.
Well, that's what she asked, because she said, I mean, I can post it on the board, but
Right.
For something, yeah.
You know what?
Application.
Why did I forward this to you?
But yeah, so if somebody's looking for, be a director of early childhood.
Good. Anything else for the good of the meeting?
There's no further business. I make a motion, we adjourn.
I would second that.
Got a motion by Mike, second by Nan to adjourn. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Just put the weather and what we're seeing on the forecast. Everybody be diligent. It'll look somewhere between 3 and 7 o'clock. It could get pretty airy. They're talking up to 2.5 inch diameter hail, 50 to 60 mile an hour wind gust, pretty good chance for tornadoes. So we're in the likely category on a 3 out of 5 for storm scale. So be diligent, look out for people that if they need a little help, but other than that, have a great day. Enjoy the sunshine while we got it.